You men are armed. I am not. The only defense I carry is the word of God. With these words, Sister Dorothy Stanger, a sister who served the poorest of the poor in the Amazon forest, opened her Bible and began to read. The men with the guns hesitated a moment, and then they fired and killed her. For years, Sister Dorothy had received death threats, warnings to stop defending those Amazon people, to stop protecting their land from being stolen, to stop standing in the way of those who wanted to take it. But she continued, courageously, faithfully, non-violently. And on February 12th, 2005, in Brazil, she paid the ultimate price of martyrdom. She had heard the words of Jesus in today's gospel. Fear no one. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. And because she believed those words in her heart, she was freed from the kind of fear that would have stopped her from doing the compassionate work of justice that she was doing. I've shared the following testimony before, but it merits being repeated as it ties in with this gospel today. 57 years ago, I was asked to oversee the poorest of the poor parishes in a large city. A parish no other priest wanted because it was so poor, the Sunday collection was average $25. One day, as I sat in my office with some volunteers, 3 masked young men came in with sweaters over their faces and shouted out, "On the floor, everybody." And before I knew what was happening, I was on the floor and I felt the muzzle of a shotgun on the back of my head. I knew that any moment I would be gone. But what I remember most clearly was the unexplainable peace that I felt at that moment. I don't know how to explain it. I only know that I was not overcome by fear. And even to this day, this has been with me so that the fear, the idea of dying does not take over my life. 3 times in today's gospel, Jesus says, "Do not be afraid." Jesus is not saying that we will never feel fear. Fear is natural. Fear is human. But Jesus is saying, do not let fear possess you, paralyze you, silence you, or stop you from doing what God calls you to do. It's one thing to be frightened. It's another thing to hand oneself over to paralyzing fear. Jesus knew that his disciples would be going out on mission. They would be experiencing rejection and pain and torture. And he was preparing them like a coach preparing a team before the World Cup. He knew that constant fear could freeze the soul and keep them from preaching the good news. So he called them to trust. Trust in what? In the companionship of God. The first reading we hear Jeremiah say, "The Lord is with me like a mighty champion." God is on my side, huh? And we remember those words of Mary as she was asked to be the mother of Jesus. The angel first says, "Do not be afraid, Mary." Why? Because the Lord is with you. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. This is the antidote for paralyzing fear. To penalize it, an antidote to the fear that does not let you have confidence in God, that you're loved and held and accompanied and never abandoned. No matter what comes against us, nothing can separate us from the one who loves us unconditionally. Read that beautiful chapter 8 of Romans. Who can separate us? And so what helps us to remember all of this? Our memories. We need to remember the times we were mysteriously held by God, especially when we felt most alone, most anxious, most afraid. Those memories remind us of our deepest identity. We are not our fear. We are not our failures. We are the beloved children of God, loved not because of what we do, but because of who God is. God is love. And because God is love, God cannot not be God and cannot not love us. That memory can become the turning point from paralyzing fear to fearless service. The many kinds of death that we face today, the death of truth-telling, when we don't know what to believe, we don't know what's true, the death of concern for the common good, the temptation just to think of ourselves and only ourselves. It's precisely then that we need to hear again those words to Mary: do not be afraid. Translated, do not hand yourself over to fear. Why? Because I am with you. I will never abandon you, ever. I have no doubt that Sister Dorothy standing before those armed men was held by the God of peace, that she was not afraid. And as she transitioned and passed from this life into the unconditionally loving arms of God, she was received by the God who had companioned her all along. The God of peace, the God of justice, the God of always unconditional love.